Iran's missile attack on U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq was a calculated humiliation for Washington and former President Trump. It wasn't meant to be massively destructive, it just needed to happen. Trump had issued repeated blunt warnings to Iran not to retaliate, or else. But Iran did retaliate, and that's the point. Tehran's aim was to expose that the U.S. is neither logistically nor politically ready for a war with Iran. With just around 50,000 troops across the Middle East, America simply doesn't have the capacity to deploy a force capable of confronting a country with over 3 million in its armed forces. The message was clear. The US and its allies are vulnerable. Reports of base evacuations circulated quickly. The global audience watched as American assets scrambled, unable to guarantee protection even on soil they occupy. Uh, in Qatar, this has sparked public demands for the US to leave, their presence increasingly seen as a liability, not a safeguard. The ripple effects were immediate. Qatari airspace shut down, UAE and Bahrain followed with restrictions. Gulf aviation giants, Qatar Airways, Emirates, Etihad, Gulf Air, were all impacted, as were many East Asian carriers that use these hubs. Add Iran's strategic hold over the Strait of Hormuz, and the picture becomes clear. Iran has economic weapons that can rattle the global system. Not just oil flow, but air travel and commerce. What can the US Navy realistically do in response? Iran's ballistic anti-ship missiles have already exposed vulnerabilities in US defenses. That's not speculation, it's been demonstrated. So, Iran shifted focus from Israel and hit US targets deliberately. Now, Trump faces a strategic dilemma. One, de escalate and effectively withdraw from the region, or two, try to push a war through Congress by claiming America was attacked, despite the obvious context that the US struck first. But the American public knows this. Congress knows this. The US military knows this. No one has the appetite or the budget for a new war in the Middle East. America is teetering on economic instability. Funding another major war would demand sacrifices, potentially triggering inflation rates that ordinary Americans will not accept. Trump declared victory after one airstrike on Iran's nuclear facilities. He assumed Tehran would back down. Instead, Iran responded with boldness. They showed readiness to pay the price of conflict and expose the fact that Washington may not be. This is the new reality. The US doesn't hold the cards it used to, and Iran is calling its bluff. At Slaviangrad,